So let's talk about AI. Forget all the complicated code and the jargon for a minute. I want you to think of AI as a brand new toolkit. Seriously, it's like a set of digital superpowers that can make you faster, smarter, and way more creative, starting, well, right now. Let's dive in.
Now really, think about it for a sec. What if you can know pretty much anything instantly? Or create these amazing images right out of your imagination? Or maybe build a whole website in just a few minutes? It sounds like science fiction, right? Well, what if I told you it's not anymore? These are real things you can do today, and I'm about to show you exactly how.
Okay, before we jump into all the cool tools, this right here is the golden rule. This little 5-step framework, it's your key to unlocking everything. It's pretty simple. Know your goal, pick the right tool for the job, and give it a clear request. But the real magic, the part that separates good results from great ones, is step 5, review and refine. See, AI is more like a collaborator than a magic wand. Getting good at that simple back and forth is how you're going to get those incredible results we're talking about today.
First up, let's tackle a problem I think we all have. Just too much information. We are drowning in articles, reports, data, you name it. So how do we cut through all that noise and find what actually matters?
Imagine this. You need to put together a really deep, data-backed report on some complex topic, and of course, you need it by tomorrow. That is a massive job for just one person. What you really need is a research assistant who never sleeps, never gets tired, and has basically read the entire internet.
Well, meet Grok. This tool isn't just about searching, it's about deep synthesis. You don't just ask it a question, you give it a role. Like, hey, you are a top-tier market analyst, and then you give it a detailed goal. It then dives deep, scours its data, and what it gives you back isn't just a boring list of links. Nope, it's a structured report, complete with analysis, key takeaways, and get this, all its sources are cited. This is how you go from a simple question to a consultant-level brief in just minutes. Okay, so Grok gives you one super powerful, in-depth answer. But you know, any good researcher knows you can't just rely on a single source. Relying on just one AI is kind of like asking only one expert for their opinion. To get the best, most well-rounded answer, you need to bring in a whole team of digital experts.
And that's exactly where a tool like Get Multi comes into play. It's brilliant. You write your prompt just once, and it sends that prompt out to multiple AI models at the same time. Suddenly, you've got answers from GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini, all sitting there side by side. Now you get to be the editor. You can compare their different takes, mix and match the best ideas, and combine them into one superior final answer. It's just a fantastic way to make sure you're getting top-quality stuff.
All right, here's another classic problem. You've got this massive 100-page scanned PDF, or maybe a long video transcript, or a whole bunch of articles. How in the world do you pull out the key information without spending hours and hours reading every single word?
This is where Notebook LM becomes your own personal analyst. You just feed it your source material, your PDFs, your links, even video transcripts, and it doesn't just skim them, it actually understands them. Then you can ask it to remix that content into all sorts of useful formats. Need a quick summary? Bam, done. A mind map to see how all the ideas connect? You got it. It can even generate a full editable slide deck for you. It literally turns passive information into an active workspace. Okay, a quick but super important point about all of these tools. I want you to think of AI as a brilliant assistant who sometimes gets things wrong. It can make mistakes. Your job is to be the boss. Always, always verify important information and fact-check the output before you use it. At the end of the day, you're the one in control.
All right, we have totally mastered information. So let's switch gears and talk about creation. What about those times when you've got a great idea in your head, but maybe you don't have the design skills to actually bring it to life?
You know what I'm talking about. A poster for an event, a cool graphic for your social media, an illustration for a presentation. Creating visuals that really pop can be a huge roadblock if you're not a professional designer.
Say hello to your new creative partner, Gemini. It's this simple. As you can see, you just describe the image you want. You could be super specific and ask for a fintech landing page image, or you could ask for something totally wild like a cartoon dog wearing a spacesuit. A few seconds later, poof, you have a unique, high-quality visual. It's like having your own personal art director on demand 24/7.
So we can generate images. That's cool. But what if we could generate something even more complex, like, say, a fully functional website, or analyze a massive spreadsheet without getting a headache? Let's get into some pro-level tools that are actually surprisingly easy to use.
I mean, building a website, right? It used to mean weeks of work, you had to know how to code. For a lot of us, that's the barrier that stops a great idea from ever even getting started.
And look who's back. It's Gemini, showing off just how versatile it is. Because this isn't just about making pretty pictures, it's about structure. You can literally show it a picture of a website design, a screenshot, even a napkin sketch, and just tell it, build this. In moments, it will generate the actual HTML and CSS code you need. This is a massive game changer for developers, and honestly, it's a gateway for non-coders to finally bring their ideas to life online.
Now let's talk data. We've all been there, right? You're just staring at a massive spreadsheet with thousands of rows and columns, and you just know the answer is buried in there somewhere. Finding those actual insights can feel like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Enter Julius AI. You just upload your dataset, and it immediately gets to work analyzing it. But it doesn't just spit raw numbers back at you. It actually identifies the key trends, it suggests practical interpretations, and it automatically creates charts and graphs to visualize the story your data is trying to tell you. It's not here to replace you. It's here to empower you to become a data analyst in minutes.
Okay, for our last section, let's get a little more personal. How can AI directly help you level up your career and maybe even land that dream job?
10x. What do you think that means? It's not about working 10 times harder. It's about getting 10 times the results from the work you're probably already doing, especially when you're on the job hunt. This is the 10x resume hack. Here's a little secret about modern job hunting. Before a human being ever even sees your resume, it's almost always scanned by a robot. It's called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. And if you don't have the exact right keywords for that specific job, you're automatically out. This tool is your secret weapon to beat those bots. You just paste in the job description and your resume, and it analyzes them side by side, telling you exactly which words you need to add to boost your score. And the result? You get past that digital gatekeeper, and you start getting more calls from actual hiring managers.
So let's bring this all home. We've covered a ton of ground, right? We've gone from just some basic ideas to some incredibly powerful, specific tools you can use.
Just look at the journey we've been on. We started with a simple framework, and now you have an entire toolkit of superpowers. You now know how to be a master researcher with Grok, how to ensure quality with GetMulti, turn any document into a knowledge base with NotebookLM, create visuals and code with Gemini, analyze data with Julius AI, and even supercharge your job hunt. Every single one of these is a powerful skill you now have right at your fingertip.
So we've given you the framework and we've given you the tools. The only question left is honestly the most exciting one. Now that you have these new superpowers, what are you going to build? What problems are you going to solve? What will you create?